Hello and welcome everyone to another update, the second update of Ancient Mythology Retold, aka known as update 17.30764. You can't say that 2 times in a row, can you? Which is gonna heavily revolve around multiplayer and performance. So a quick deep dive into it. Oh, look at that. Fixed a lot of out-of-sync errors. It's gonna help a whole lot for the multiplayer experience. Definitely. A few localizations issues, a few graphics fixes. One thing I'm interested in the minor improvements to the audio volume. Because sometimes where in the campaign there was like the ne was line from the Greeks, which was like very loud compared to all the other ones. You can also adjust the unit voice volume by the speech meter. Interesting. Lots and lots of UI changes. One thing I do want to note is that pre-queuing have no hotkeys aligned to them. Find Mythio hotkeys has been added. Good. And yeah, a few debugs here. A few controller changes. I cannot talk about them because I have never played controller with RTS. No idea how this works. And some gameplay fixes, some gameplay changes. You can look them through if you want. That's interesting. Currents now recalculate their carried resource when does so from trading on another town center. Okay. Okay, the campaign. So, yeah. Campaign being campaign. Now to the juicy part, the balance. Dogs can now probably target sea snakes and water carnivores. Okay, so they previously couldn't attack them. Now they can. Good. And a little bug fix, where it showed 2 deck tiles in that, but it actually fired 1, so... Oh, Deathmatch game mode. A whopping 5,000 resource of each in your bank. Interesting for those who play Deathmatch. Let me know if this is a... I assume it's gonna be a positive change in terms of tempo. Heroic Fleet got a little cheaper by 25% and 5 less favor. Now to the All Pantheon changes. First we come to the Greek Pantheon. The favor generate formula. Okay. Greeks now earn less favor when praying with larger numbers of villagers. This effect already was present but has been made pronounced. Below are some examples on the new rate at different amounts of villagers. So if you have 1 villager, there's not gonna be any changes. When you have 5 villagers on it, it's gonna be a negative 4.6 total favor income compared to before. And if you have, for example, 25 villagers on it, you're gonna gather around 18% less compared to before. So the spammable myth units late game is not gonna be as strong depending on how many villagers you have on it. When I played Greeks, I always had like around 30-ish on favor. So I assume there's around about 20% nerf on their favor income. It's gonna be very interesting how this is gonna work out. The lure also works now as a granary, so you can reach out the granary upgrades in the lure. It's gonna be quite nice. Quality of life change, I think. It is a bug, but for me it's a quality of life change. Minor gauze for Poseidon. Dino Issus. Oh yeah, one which gave cavalry lives to when attacking. Got increased by 10%. Quite big. Up for I cannot speak this. Aphrodite's Curse. And I think it was the power which converts your army into pigs. We got a little nerf again from the total res value from 850 that can be converted into pigs into 800. The Centaur got nerfed yet again, where the special attack bonus against heroes got like nerfed by 50%, and they also got a little more expensive on their favor side, costing 2 and more additional favor. The Cake heroes, Jason, Ajax, Theseus, all train significantly faster, from 15 seconds down to 5 seconds. They do much more damage against myth units. However, their base hit points are reduced by 50. So they're much more spammable, they do much more damage against myth units. However, they are going to be easier to kill than usual. Now to the Egyptian pantheons, beginning with Ra, one of my favorites. They now get an additional bonus where berry bushes now gather 25% faster, which means Ra villagers gather as fast as from huntable animals. It's going to be a very interesting bonus. They're going to be the vegans out of all the Egypts. The food of now to the Isis. Food of the Nile technology got a little more expensive on the favor side. Not sure if it's gonna play a huge impact. Now to the Mana Gods. Tar Electrum Bullets. Here it improvement decreased by half. Okay. And the Slinger damage got removed and replaced for 1 divine damage. I would consider it overall for a buff rather than a nerf. But it's gonna be much more expensive from 100 gold and 110 favor to 150 gold and 15 favor. Now the Plague of Serpents, the Sea Snake's gonna be adjusted again. So the hit points is gonna be reduced by 25. 25. The hack damage got reduced by 2. And their chase distance on how long they chase units is gonna be reduced again by 4. And so the Locust Swarm is now wider, make it possible to damage more units. Interesting. Now to the myth units. Rock can now properly use the patrol command. I never used patrol in this game so far, but good to know it's now possible. Petsuchos does now do twice as much damage against myth units. Interesting. And the Scarab crush damage increased by 20%. At 20%, 20 damage. So it's quite substantial buff to the Scarab. Not sure if it didn't do the job right, but interesting to see. Myth units buffs for Egypt are greatly less because most of the myth units are kind of meh compared to the other ones. Now to the Monument Soldiers, cost increased by 25 food and coin to the second available monument. Interesting change. Now to the North Pantheon. To convert villagers to Berserk got a little more expensive. They're gonna cost... Ah, okay, I see what they did there. So you're gonna pay, instead of 30 gold, you also have to pay an additional 20 food. And for dwarves, because they do cost coin, it would make sense to change them from food to coin. Yeah, I see that. So that's a good change for me. Now it's the major gods Odin. The Great Hunt. The Great Hunt and maximum food created in the Archaic Age got reduced by 200. That's a big hefty nerf for this power. Ravens. Ravens got the line of sight reduced by half, but they now gain +4 line of sight per HAP. So once you end at 3 H4, you're gonna go back to where it was originally. Considering there are scouts that always spawn for free after you kill them. Yeah, the answer was quite ridiculous. Now to Loki. Converted villager dwarf to berserk is no longer free. but it's instead 50% cheaper. Interesting. Vidar. Purity of the font technology now indicates an effect with an EFX. Curious what the house looks like. Atlantean Pantheon. Starting wood increased by 50. That's strong. For Atlanteans, no matter what major god you are. Down to the major gods. Gaia. Let's have a look what the desert cooked up for Gaia. So the economic build upgrades are even cheaper now. By 5%. Oh, and also the buildings are 40% cheaper. Not 14, 40. So you can spam those buildings quite nicely. And it's gonna be much easier to get the Lush going around. Because it's getting their radius increased by 4. So you can make those economic guilds, you can make them cheaper. I'm curious how much they cost then. Because it's gonna be much easier to spread the lash around with the cheaper economic guilds and whatever and whatnot. Okay, now to the minor god changes. Oceanus Carnivora god power. The water Carnivora has been adjusted as followed. Oh yeah, I was wondering why it was killing ships sometimes instantly and sometimes it wouldn't. So it wasn't a feature, it was a bug. So this one has been removed, but instead you're gonna get a little bit increase on the hack damage. 30% increase right there. And you're gonna be a little more tanky, because their PS armor got increased by 10%. Prometheus Alluvial Clay Technology, which decreases the offspring hit points by 10%. Now the Thea, Poseidon's Secret. It also reduces the cost of heroic sizing calf units. Interesting. So pretty much all units that you hero is gonna be much cheaper now. Interesting change. Hesperides Tree now spawns 2 Dryads each time it casts. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be cool then. Because as it is now, it just spawns nothing. You just get a beautiful tree and that's it. I mean, you can train Dryads of it. Considering it's an 8-3 myth power. You just spawn a tree and that's it. Good change. Hyperion, Heroic Renewal. Also gives 10% hit points to heroes. Interesting. So all your army is pretty much in late game gonna be 10% stronger. Chaos got a little more expensive. From 50 influence favor to 60 favor. And the cooldown also increased by a whopping 30 seconds. So it's not gonna be as spammable, it's gonna have a much longer duration of cooldown. Retold, the spy layer got the cooldown decreased by 30 seconds. I never knew what it actually does. Whenever I use it, the spy layer just dies. The implode sucks now units in faster. Okay. Curious how it's gonna work now, the implode. Must have got like a whole lot stronger now. Because there's not gonna be as much of a reaction time to heavy units. Not to the myth units. Prometheus, age up, are... It's gonna be a lot more expensive now. From 75 food to 90 food. Lampades. I never used that unit, so you have to enlighten me in the comments. Which got their attack change from... Oh, that's a very big buff. From 24 pierce and 20 crush damage to 24 pierce and 20 divine damage. Remember that divine damage has no resistances whatsoever. So whatever damage you do, the damage you get. And they got also 2 more range. Very interesting. I think I'm gonna see that much more often now, the Lampades. Now to the human units, and then the hero's bonus damage against myth units across the board just got better. Arcus got a little faster by 0.25 on speed. Oracles are not found. Okay, that's just a quality of life things. So I don't accidentally move your eco, so to speak. Buildings. Economic guild cost decreased from 80 wood, 15 gold to 50 and 15 gold. Bro, that's so cheap. Look at that. Therefore, the new cost for Gaia is 30 wood and 9 coin. Let's go, brr. Yeah, even the devs know that. Mana. There we go. Mana changes. So the house got just a whole lot more tanky and a little faster to build. Interesting. And there's just the modding stuff. Oh, that's cool. You armors are now treated as safer multiplayer, including ranked quick play. Oh, beautiful. Which means that we can finally adjust our UI. So for all those who are coming from an Age of Empires 3 perspective, in Age of Empires 3 is that the map is on the left side with all the resources in it, and the map is on the right side, but the resource and everything in line to it is on the left side. So it's always a little bit confusing on where I have to look. It's gonna add some more customizability in terms on how you can make your game look, which should be in the base game actually. Now that I think about it. FOV added field of view for main menu background. I have no idea what that is. Enlighten me in the comments if you know what that is. And ongoing disclaimer, this page was being tracked. Let's have a look what's being tracked. Bugs. So if you want to see what is being tracked, there you go. I'm just gonna quickly scroll through this. I'm also gonna link both links in the description below. And yeah. Was a tickle helpful? Yes. Yeah, so this was the second update review, overview, quick run through, I think that's what you call it. And yeah, I'm gonna see you then in the next video or the next stream, whatever you may prefer, where we're gonna try the juicy Ra changes. So, that's me signing off. Take care.